We continue looking at trigonometry, and in this video we are specifically looking at special angles. These are angles, these are 30 degrees, 45 and 60 degrees. These angles are special because you can find them without using calculator. So expect such kind of questions in paper 1, because paper 1, I'm talking about Zambian syllabus, we don't use calculators. Okay, so we want to look at the first one, which is 45 degree. If you have a triangle, remember a triangle has 3 sides, and the angles in a triangle, they add up to 180. So if you have 45 degree, remember we are still dealing with a right-angled triangle. We are still with the issues to do with SOHCAHTOA, so it is a right-angled triangle. What makes it a right-angled triangle? Because one angle is 90 degree. So if we have 90 degree, this is the 90 degree there. It means that we are remaining with 90 degree to add. When you add the 2, we get 180. So this means that meaning we are remaining with 2 sides, since a triangle has got 3 sides. So those 2 sides will share the 90 degree remaining. So meaning we're going to have 45 degree. This is why I've written 45 there. If these 2 are 45, it means that the sides, these sides are also the same. Remember we looked at isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle where 2 sides are equal. So this one is equal, this one is equal. Now, if it is equal, it means that the length is the same, the length is the same. If there it is 10 centimeters, even this one will be 10 centimeters. If this one is 15, meaning this one will be 15. If this is 1, meaning this one will also be 1. Now, using the law of Pythagoras theorem, or the theorem of Pythagoras, to find the length of the hypotenuse, we say that hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the square of 2 adjacent sides. Hypotenuse squared, it is equal to the sum of the square of 2 adjacent sides. So this means that we didn't, let us assume here we don't know. So I'll just say x squared is equal to that adjacent we know. It will be that one squared plus this one squared. So we have x squared is equal to 1 squared is a well-known issue. The answer is 1. Even there it's 1. So x squared, it will be 2. So if you square root both sides, so this means that our hypotenuse is the root of 2. That is the reason why we are having a 2 there as our hypotenuse. So now, let us now find the 3 trigonometrical ratios of 45. Okay, 3 trigonometrical ratios of 45. Remember, we will still use the concept of, let me write it there. SOHCAHTOA. So we'll start with sine. Sine 45, it is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 45. What is the opposite of 45? This 45, the opposite is 1. This 45, the opposite is 1. So it will still be the same. 1 over our, I've written A, but it's supposed to be H. So I'm changing there instead of A but H. Our hypotenuse is the root of 2. So sine 45, the answer is 1 over the root of 2. 1 over the root of 2. After sine, we go to cos. Cos 45 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos 45 degree is equal to the adjacent of 45. Whether this one or this one, it will still be 1. So it will be 1 over The hypotenuse is 2. So this marks the end to cos. We now go to tan. Tan 45. Tan 45 degrees, it is equal to opposite over adjacent. So we have tan 45 degrees, which will be equal to, our opposite of 45 is 1 and the adjacent is 1. This means that our final answer will just be 1. So tan 45, the answer is 1. You can still prove that one on the calculator. You still find that the answer is 1. We'll still find that the answer is 1. Okay, let's go to the next special angle. Now, the next special angles, it will be a combination of 30 and 60 degrees. Because the 30 and 60 degrees, they give us 90. Plus that 90 there, we have a 180 degree in a triangle. We have this one, which is number 2. And this number 2 is the 30 and 60 degree triangle. We are still at Sokotoa. So this is the way it looks. Please, you have to memorize this one. You have to memorize it because it will help you in your exam. We'll start with sign. Sign 30. Maybe we start with sign 30. It is opposite over hypotenuse. It is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. So sin 30, it is equal to, the opposite of 30 is 1. And the hypotenuse of this triangle, it is 2. So sin 30, it is equal to 1 over 2. We go to cos 30. Cos 30 is adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos 30, the adjacent of 30 is the root of 3. The hypotenuse is 2. So this tells us to say cos 30 is the root of 3 over 2. Please, we need to memorize this one. If you can't memorize this, please just memorize those two diagrams. We have this triangle and the other triangle we just looked at when we are looking at 45 degrees. Let's go to tan 30 degrees. Tan 30, it is opposite over adjacent, which gives us that tan 30 is equal to the opposite of 30. The opposite of 30, the opposite of 30 is 1, and the adjacent of 30 is the root of 3. That is what we have. We are done with 30 degrees. Now we go to 60. I'll try to demarcate there and come up with sin. Sin 60 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Oh, hypotenuse. Which one is the opposite of 60? Check for the opposite of 60. Which angle or which side is opposite to 60? Which angle is opposite to 60? The angle opposite to 60, it is the root of 3, or I mean the side, not the angle. The root of 3 over hypotenuse, it will be 2. We have passed there. We go to the next point where we have cos. Cos 60 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos 60 degrees is equal to, the adjacent of 60 is 1, the hypotenuse is 2. The hypotenuse is 2. So we are done. We go to tan. Tan 60. Tan 60 is equal to, we have opposite there. Oh, I'll write opposite over adjacent. Tan 60 degrees is equal to, our opposite of 60 is the root of 3. The adjacent is 1. So the adjacent of 60 is 1. This means that 1 into the root of 3, the answer is the root of 3 just. So tan 60 is the root of 3. Thank you so much.